Okay, here's a question from Judith, who is a free member. Jim, how does one stay in the present when the economic system often requires leases, deposits, money, mortgages? Don't these financial agreements pull one out of the now and put one's energy into the future? I try to avoid these agreements, but find them impossible to avoid entirely. Your thoughts?
Well, you can't avoid those agreements. I mean, if you're creating a 30-year mortgage to live in a house, it's an agreement. And the rent's due, and the insurance needs to be paid, and all those kind of things. But the reality is all of that is in the future. You are not in the future. So you have right in front of you an agreement to sign. You have right in front of you an agreement to read, to consider to sign. You all of a sudden have an idea, you want to go and get a new house, a mortgage, and so you make a phone call, you visit the bank or whatever. But every one of those steps is happening right now. And so the key is you can say, how would I like my future, present time, now moments? You get that? Future, present time, now moments to be experienced. And I say, I think I'd like to have a house, and I'd like to have it in this type of a neighborhood, or sitting on top of the cliff, looking at the beach, watching the dolphins jump up and down in the water. Whatever your creation is, you are creating it now. The next step is, all right, now that that's my creation, I'm going to make a phone call. And now that I've got the phone call, I'm going to go and visit that person and talk about the mortgage. Every one of those steps is now. The bigger picture is I see where I want to be in my future, present time moment. But if you put all your attention into worrying about, am I going to have the money for the mortgage in the 21st year of the agreement, then you're not in present time. Then you're really creating an anxiety in the body, primarily because you have no idea about what's going to happen in the 21st year, and it creates a confusion or an unknown. And that's where people get upset, is their attention is in the future. Or their attention is, you know, I'm doing this, but it didn't work for my mother and father, so it's probably not going to work for me, but I'm going to sign the mortgage agreement anyway. Well, what did you set the energy in right now as you are creating the space? So there's only now. And recognizing your history is really very valuable, not as a set of emotions, but as a set of things that you've done that have now provided you with a lot of information to where you could consider the value of them, and or I got it, that wasn't a good idea, and not doing that. You project, you know, you look into the future, what would I like? You create an idea, and then you kind of work it backwards to, what do I do right now to make that happen? So in this awareness of right now, and it takes a little work to understand right now, present time, but as you get out of past and future and get into right now, things become enormously more comfortable, less dramatic, and filled with lots of opportunity that you don't have in past and future.